So Battlefield 6 could be the AAA first-person shooter to shake up the scene in a way that, honestly, the gaming industry has needed for a long time. Call of Duty has needed some competition. They needed somebody to check them and make them, hold them accountable. And they look like they're going to be doing it. We just got a ton of new footage on Battlefield's portal where you can create custom maps and game modes. IGN just did their final review where they got to play some campaign missions. And I'm going to do something new on this channel. I'm actually going to watch it and throw in my 2 cents. So if you guys are down to try something new with me, PG, of course, let's check out this trailer or check out this review and see what it's all about. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest right now with you guys. I'm really excited for this game. So let's just check and see if there's any red flags in any of this gameplay we're about to see. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's get to the video.
Defined by scale, sprawling maps, crumbling buildings, and squads working in sync to turn the tide of war. With Battlefield 6, Battlefield Studios is aiming to bring that same sense of chaos and unpredictability into the single-player campaign. After going hands-on with several missions, it's clear that this isn't just a throwaway side mode. It's a confident, varied experience that constantly shifts objectives, introduces new tools, and keeps the action fresh.
Dude, that's what I'm talking
From
about.
storming beaches under fire to chasing trains through collapsing tunnels, every level I played delivered a new surprise and kept me constantly excited for what I would experience next.
That's exactly what I want in a freaking campaign, dude. That's what I want. That's what everybody wants. Oh, that sounds so cool.
The campaign drops you into the year 2027 as part of Dagger 1-3, an elite squad of US Marines. If you've played the recent multiplayer beta, or any Battlefield before, you'll immediately recognize the squad archetypes. Carter fills the assault role, Murphy handles engineering duties, Gecko manages recon, and Lopez rounds out the team as support.
That is so
Curiously,
sick.
Lopez isn't playable in the campaign, and
Did you notice how he pulled up his teammates' abilities? Dude, that straight up reminds me of Mass Effect, being able to use your squad mates to do certain things. And that kind of interface in a game like this just makes the campaigns so much better. That's so cool.
Battlefield Studios declined to elaborate when asked why. Whether it's a design choice or a story reveal saved for later, time will tell.
Hey, Lo, you good?
What makes the campaign stand out so far is how it blends traditional FPS action with light squad management. Each mission hands you a different Marine, but you're rarely operating alone. You can call on your squad mates mid-fight to use their specialized abilities.
Oh,
with
hell
Gecko
yeah.
tagging targets, Murphy blowing up defenses, and Lopez keeping everyone supplied and revived. It's not the deepest tactical system, but it makes your squad feel integral to success, and it adds a dynamic layer that's genuinely fun.
That's the thing, though. It doesn't need to be that deep. Unless she asks. But no, it just keep it like how people want to play the game, man. You don't need some over encumbered interface, this confusing UI. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just make a quality game that lets you do a couple of fun things to make the campaign feel a little bit more immersive, like you're actually commanding your team to do stuff. That's all we want.
The small touches sell the squad dynamic even further. Take out an enemy gunner, and your Marine calls out, MG down.
MG down!
Drop an engineer, and suddenly you know that their SAM launcher is no longer a threat.
Toes down! Charlie 5, toes are down.
These callouts double as gameplay feedback, helping you adjust tactics mid-fight. Even in single player, the firefights carry the tension and layered pacing of multiplayer matches, with squads clashing and roles countering one another. It's exactly the kind of squad-driven storytelling Battlefield fans have long hoped for.
There is just something about the punchiness to the weapons in this game, particularly. I'm not going to say any other Battlefield game. It's been a long time since I've played one. I skipped 2042 and didn't really care for anything after 3 and 4. But there is just some layer of love and polish to how these guns shoot I can't get over. It makes me want to play this game. I haven't cared for FPSs in a long time, but after the beta, I'm so hooked on this, and getting to see this campaign right now, I'm just enamored with everything. The sound quality, the virtual hand, the visual fidelity. Like they freaking nailed what a war zone would look like. You know, a battlefield. Sorry, we don't talk about Warzone.
Then we blow the dam, take out all the SAMs.
You can't be serious. Murph?
During my hands-on, I had access to 3 missions scattered across the campaign, and it was immediately obvious why these were chosen.
Understood.
Each mission felt completely different, with objectives that constantly changed the pace and approach. These 3 levels honestly felt closer to 9, and I had to remind myself partway through missions that I was still on that same level.
Damn, the missions
The first
are
one
long.
I played was Operation Gladius, the 3rd stage in the story. It opens with an iconic wargame spectacle, storming enemy beaches inside an armored vehicle. From the moment it began, I was floored by the presentation. Mud and smoke obscured my vision while explosions rocked the shoreline.
Dude.
The waves sent our floating tanks rocking back and forth while
Little touch matters to me. I like how there's different shades of the water going on. Now, okay, don't call me out in the comment section. I'm sure other games have done it too, but there is something about the levels of blue that they got going on right here. The water crashing, the bullets, like bullet hues going on right there where their explosions are going off. Like there's just so much to take in. It's like eye candy everywhere you look. The mountain up there, there's smoke. There's just vehicles everywhere. It just looks tough.
a hazy, smoke-filled sky gave me a preview of the battle that I was heading into. As the gunner, I was tasked with taking out bunkers and enemy troops, and what could have been a straightforward turret section became a tense scramble to see through debris and support my squad. Once the tanks landed, I, playing as Murphy the engineer, began escorting a tank through a war-torn town towards City Hall. This section leaned into classic Battlefield gameplay. Waves of enemies, constant destruction, all while keeping the tank operational, while Lopez resupplied and revived me.
This game on hard or insane mode is going to go
Gecko
crazy.
tagged threats from a distance, and Carter and I pushed the front line while entire buildings, balconies, and trees collapsed around us. For stretches, it felt like playing multiplayer, condensed into an intense single-player package.
Armor! Get the cover, Marines!
The town itself kept me on my toes. Enemies poured out of alleys, rooftops, and damaged buildings, but the destruction turned unpredictability into opportunity. Snipers hiding behind cover could be flushed out with grenades or RPGs, and alternate flanking routes allowed me to approach firefights in multiple ways. The level design rewards thinking like a Battlefield player. If an enemy can occupy a space, then so can you.
Sniper eliminated!
That's
The
fucking
mission
cool.
culminated in a massive push on City Hall, reminiscent of defending a hard-won capture point in multiplayer. My
So basically what I got from that last sentence was if you see an enemy somewhere, you can go there, right? We all tracking that together? 'Cause that's what it sounded like, and I like that. You know, not gatekeeping like vantage points. If they're up there, you're like, you know what, I'm going to take the building down or I'm going to go up there too.
squad and I held the line against relentless waves while clearing buildings and mopping up remaining enemies. The chaos of the finale mirrored the opening sequence, cementing the sense that the campaign isn't afraid to keep objectives moving, destruction constant, and action relentless.
Dude, oh my God, that whole scene.
The other missions I got to play further reinforced this variety. Mission 5 began with a tense apartment suite, clearing floors with my squad while using a sledgehammer to break down walls. The shooter
I will say the AI reaction time there looked a little what's the word? Journalist difficulty setting. They're playing on Super Weenie Hut Junior. They're playing on Super Weenie Hut Junior difficulty just so they can make it through their demo.
shootouts were intense and had me checking my corners diligently as my thermal scope helped me spot the pesky packs in the dimly lit apartment building.
Come on, those guys had the awareness of a laundry
This section
basket.
ended with a shootout between the apartment buildings. A bit of a shooting gallery moment as I waited for enemies to pop up so I could take them down, but still enjoyable nonetheless.
The build of this guy's
Going
gun right here
underground,
is sweet.
the squad and I continued to pick off enemies in smoke and dirt-filled tunnels. Luckily, my thermal scoped rifle was still in my hands, or this mission would have been a lot tougher. The mission then pivoted hard into a high-speed car chase through subway tunnels. While one of the more scripted moments in my entire preview, it was still fun to live through the spectacle, even if it felt like I didn't have much control over what was happening.
Dude,
After
having
a short
vehicle
jaunt
chases
through a
and stuff is going to be sweet,
construction
too.
site, the mission reaches its big explosive moment by blowing up New York's Brooklyn Bridge.
Everything that they have done looks like they put the same amount of love into all of it, right? Like the same amount of love into the driving, into the shooting, into the environment design. Like it all seems like they really did. When they said they were going all out to make this, it doesn't look like they pulled any punches. They really did. I really hope they don't go into a yearly relaunch schedule like COD. They don't need to do that. Support this game for the next 3 to 4 years and then release Battlefield 7, because there's so much to love and appreciate about this already. You could just tell. If they flop this, I just don't know how they do it unless they decide to get corporate and greedy.
The once intact bridge then becomes the final stretch of the mission, as I was then tasked to make my way through the rubble to disable some transmitters. While completely in shambles, I never found myself lost as I made my way through the bridge, and instead got to take in a Levolution moment in a single-player campaign. Again, I know it's a scripted set piece, but blasting my way through the ruins still felt like an organic way to push the intense moments of the story further. Overall, the 5th mission once again proved that Battlefield Studios is looking to up the ante every moment that they can.
Dude, this is sick. That's so cool.
Gecko, you got point. Let's go bust up Patch's party.
Mission 8 was easily my favorite. Instead of tight corridors, it opened into a semi-open map that gave me room to experiment. Playing as Gecko, the recon, I had a bomb-dropping drone and a vehicle I could hop in and out of at will. Jumping into a Jeep with my squad beside me immediately brought back Halo vibes, marking the first mission.
That is the first thing I thought of as soon as you got in. You saw your little AI teammates spawn in the vehicle, like immediately, like they hop in. That's as soon as I saw that, I was like, it's just like Halo when you get in the Warthog and then poop poop, you already have 2 Marines that are already ready to go. That's hilarious.
I played that genuinely felt like I could set my own pace. The initial objective was to take out a few SAM sites, and from what I could tell, it seemed like I could approach them in any order, though my limited playtime didn't let me fully test that freedom.
SAM is no longer operational.
The sense of choice made the mission really enjoyable. I wasn't funneled into predetermined vantage points, so it was up to me to drive around and find good positions for my squad to post up and take down enemies.
That's actually really good for gameplay tempo. A lot of games these days, it's just like rinse and repeat. Like Doom is a classic game for that. And they broke that mold with Doom the Dark Ages by having the flying siege segments and having the mech suit, right? They broke up this going level to level, shooting, running, and gunning the whole time like a bullet storm, right? Like Doom Eternal was notorious for that. Just same thing, rinse and repeat, right? Now with this, right, you could do the exact same thing. Mission starts, run through the mission, everything is scripted, and you make it to the end. Whereas this, now you have an open environment. You can literally, as he said, go at your own pace, do what you want to do. Almost like doing like a mission in Halo, right? Where you could kind of go, like I always think of like the classic first mission on the rings from Halo Combat Evolved, where you had these 3 points you had to hit, and then the mission was done. You kind of hit them in the order you wanted to. That was kind of a nice way to like just let the player explore a little bit, find weapons they want to use. So I love that they're doing that. That's going to be a great way to have players just break up the monotony of a scripted campaign, traditionally.
Tango above is down!
The drone added a whole new layer of strategy. I could get a bird's eye view of the battlefield to scout and mark enemies, then rain bombs down until the enemy spotted and destroyed my drone. which would trigger a brief cooldown before I could deploy it again.
Drone is down.
The objectives escalated quickly, moving from taking out SAM sites to guiding rockets with the Switchblade system against waves of enemies. Honestly, this part was awesome. I'll take more Switchblade missions, please. Firing missiles from a first-person perspective to take down helicopters and tanks was incredibly satisfying, and it honestly makes me want a minigame of just that mechanic. The mission wrapped up with a climactic firefight across a dam, the drone continuing to add another chaotic layer while letting me choose how to approach combat. There's even a battlefield version of a boss encounter, where an enemy helicopter circles the dam and needs to be taken down.
That's fun.
This mission isn't quite explosively over the top as the others, but the freedom it offers makes it stand out and still includes some epic set pieces that are genuinely fun to experience.
We got tanks on either side of the dam.
After playing these 3 missions, it's clear that Battlefield 6's campaign isn't just filler. Battlefield Studios is taking what makes multiplayer memorable, destruction, unpredictable firefights, and meaningful squad dynamics, and trying to translate it into single-player form. And so far, they seem to be right on target.
RPG down!
Whether I was storming beaches, chasing trains, or raining fire from a drone, the campaign consistently kept me on my toes and surprised me with new objectives and moments of spectacle. If the full release keeps this momentum, Battlefield 6 could finally deliver a single-player experience worthy of the series' scale and intensity, something we arguably haven't had since the Bad Company days. For more on Battlefield 6,
I'm totally sold on Battlefield 6. I'm not seeing any red flags whatsoever. The only red flags I've actually seen about Battlefield is that they talked about doing a yearly release. People are worried what the microtransaction scene might look like. We don't know. Hopefully it all is just cosmetic, but we got to let the game come out. But as far as what this has to offer, especially with all of the, the Battlefield Labs, not the Battlefield Labs, Portal, being able to build your own game modes, maps, all that stuff, like it's almost got the Halo recipe for success. Like you have the recipe to support multiple communities for a game. And if you can do that, your game will live for a very long time. You just got to treat your players right. And it looks like they're trying to do that. Like I said, guys, I'm not a big first-person shooter scene guy. I love my single-player games. I appreciate there's going to be a campaign for this, but this one's got my interest by a lot. Far beyond my interest. I know I've been trying to hold the line for pre-ordering, but I'm probably going to pre-order this game. I want the little goodie bag of like cosmetics and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm all in for this. I can't wait to play it again. If you guys enjoyed the video, this is my first time actually doing a whole ass reaction on my channel. I want to be doing more of these just to yap a little bit more and get some more content out more expediently for you guys. It's so hard being a single man operation. So, but if you guys like this video, drop a sub, share it with a friend that you think might like, someone who doesn't overreact to fucking content. And we got a lot of those guys out there these days. If you want some down-to-earth opinions from a guy who's been gaming his whole life and just want to chat a little bit about it, hit that sub, drop a comment. I love replying to you guys. And yeah, whatever it is, keep it in sight. Cheesy taglines aside, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.